Imagine this, a peaceful European town. People busy with their daily chores, children playing, voices echoing through the market, and the warm scent of freshly baked bread filling the air. Then suddenly, a woman walks into the middle of the street and starts dancing. At first people laugh, then they stop, because she doesn't stop dancing. Hours pass, the sun sets, blood begins to drip from her feet, but she still doesn't stop. And soon, dozens join her. But this was no dance of joy, this was a dance of death. The year was 1518, the place, Strasbourg, Europe. A month when life itself began to dance to the rhythm of madness. It was the year 1518, when in the Holy Roman Empire city of Strasbourg, a woman named Frau Troffea suddenly left her home and began to dance. People thought it was a joke, or madness, but hours turned into days, and she kept dancing for 3 days straight. No food, no water, no sleep. Her husband tried to stop her, but it was as if she was trapped in another world. Soon, others joined, first a few, then dozens, and within a week, the streets were full of people who simply could not stop dancing. Their feet were bleeding, their faces twisted in pain. Some whispered, "It's witchcraft." Others murmured, "It's the devil's work." The authorities panicked. The city council turned to the church for help. The priests declared it God's punishment, the Curse of Saint Vitus, a divine retribution that forced sinners to dance until their bodies gave out. So the townsfolk made a strange decision. Let them dance. Stages were built in the market, musicians were hired, so that people could dance out their sickness. But the result was disastrous. Music only fueled the madness. Soon, hundreds were caught in this plague. Men, women, even children, dancing day and night, as if an unseen force was pulling their strings. Eyewitnesses said. Some danced until they collapsed, some screamed, "Please stop me." But their feet refused to obey. Doctors were baffled. Was it a disease or a curse? The priests said, "It's divine wrath," and the people whispered, "Hell has come to earth." By midsummer, the entire city was gripped by fear. Families locked their doors. The streets reeked of sweat, blood, and death. The very music meant to heal had become a symbol of doom. Even in sleep, dancers twitched and shook. Some died smiling as if puppets whose strings were finally cut. The city's rulers and physicians finally gave up. They said, "This isn't a sickness of the body. It's a sickness of the soul." From an Islamic perspective, it can be seen as a reminder. When humanity loses the distinction between truth and falsehood, Allah sometimes sends trials that defy human understanding, where man becomes the cause of his own destruction. Centuries later, historians tried to solve the mystery. Some claimed it was mass hysteria, brought on by famine, fear, and despair, where madness spread like a virus. Others said it was ergot poisoning, a fungus that grows on rye, producing LSD-like chemicals that cause hallucinations, convulsions, and uncontrolled movements, just like dancing. Some religious scholars truly believe it was the Curse of Saint Vitus, a punishment from God for human sin. And a few whispered, another theory, a punishment from God for human sin, a forgotten spiritual dance that spiraled out of control. But no single theory ever fully explained it. Even today, it remains a mystery, neither entirely physical, nor purely spiritual, but something dark, caught in between. By the end of August, the city was exhausted. Bodies lay scattered on the streets, faces frozen in agony. The remaining dancers were taken to the Saint Vitus Chapel, a holy site in the mountains, where priests performed prayers and exorcisms. Some recovered, and some died there. When it was over, dozens were dead. And Strasbourg was never the same again. People said, years later, on silent nights, you could still hear faint footsteps in the streets, as if the dancers still moved in the shadows. To this day, no one knows, was it a disease, a curse, or human madness? Perhaps it was a warning that the most dangerous plagues are not those that kill the body, but those that consume the mind and soul. And perhaps the dance never truly ended. Maybe it still lives on in our desires, our restlessness, our obsession that keeps us from stopping. Because when man loses control of himself, the dance of life becomes the dance of death. If this story left you speechless, like, share, and subscribe to Dark Secret History, where we uncover the mysteries time tried to bury.